Okay, good evening. Thank you for showing up. Sorry. So next week we will have no class, I guess, because next week is public holiday. Let me check the yes, calendar. I think next week is public holiday. The week after next week is okay. It's today. So how come it is? Oh yeah, right. So next week is the day after next week on the 8th. We will have another class. We can start our class again on the 8th of April. Okay, so let's continue our class. Oh, sorry, this one first. I just want you to make sure to enroll to the class. Let me see, 2025 one. So this is the class. Uh, It's the ITTS PU 2025-1 cybersecurity OWP. Make sure the number is this one, 111. Okay, I post the URL.
Excuse me, sir. Can you share the screen?
Sorry.
Hmm.
Again, as usual, I forgot. Okay, entire screen, share, share. Okay, okay. So, so next week we have no class for next week. The week after next week, so 2 weeks from now, we start our class again. So you have 2 weeks free from me. Uh, Make sure you enroll to this class, ITTSPU 2025 Cybersecurity, and then the number is 111. The course number is 111 here. So I will post the URL. This. So that's URL. Make sure you enroll to that class, and then to give you some ID who's enrolled to the class. So this is the name of how many person is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, around 20 people. If you have not enrolled, make sure you enroll. We can check the grade. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. Only 9 people basically completed the quiz. Those who have not completed the quiz, make sure you complete the quiz. The mark will be combined with Sir Rus. So we will combine our both marks into one mark. Okay. Make sure you have 80 plus something. So Yoel Christopher, well, it's good enough, 79. But if you can increase like one more point, that would be better. Okay, so that's about the quiz. Now we move to our. Oops, sorry.
Sir, sorry, sir.
Yes,
For
yes.
the quiz, if there any image, the image is always broken, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Uh, the problem. Okay, if it is broken, uh, this is the possible remedy. You may. Oh, sorry. You may browse to this website here, this one. So this is the source of the problem. So this website, so all the figure the pictures is in this website, lms.onnocenter.or.id. The problem with this website, the HTTPS HTTPS certificate is expired, and then I pay 300,000 rupiah to the provider, and then they delay giving me the certificate. So that's the problem. So I've and this website I need to reformat the websites, so I don't bother to and then to update the certificate. So just want to make sure you browse to the website. If there is any warning, just click continue or something like that. So that's the problem. Hopefully, it will solve the image problem. So the actual problem is I upset with the provider, basically, not this provider, the HTTPS, the certificate provider. So that's the problem. And then maybe sometimes if I have time, I will format this website's already 10 years old, so it's quite old. So I'm planning to reformat the whole thing. Okay. Okay. So I copy paste the URL. So hopefully, oh, where is it? Where is the chat? Oh, this one. And this one. Okay. Okay. So make sure you browse to this URL. Nah, okay. Again. So we already covered what have been. We already covered the I think basic server security. We covered the sorry, we have not covered the basic server security. We covered the intrusion detection system. We covered the basic data security. So these two we already covered in the last 2 weeks. Now I need to cover this one. I try to make it faster so we have more time to discuss later during the course. I like to cover this one, basic server security. Okay, there are 20. This is basically 20 tips for server security. You can read through this thing, or you are welcome to use ChatGPT to learn about these things. Okay. For example, this one. What are the basic server security? Mind you, the server security is for Linux, it's not for Windows, because many of the server now are Linux, not Windows. So this is for Windows basically. Well, Linux also have some update and patch, but they are basically most of the time is done automatically. Firewall configuration, SSH, access control, log monitoring, alert, and then disable unnecessary report, and then install security software, encryption, backup recovery, secure web server configuration, intrusion detection system, VPN, VPN, permission and DDoS attack, audit security. Already we already cover backups, server security over here, backup and recovery. So ChatGPT reiterate. Oh yeah, by the way, we can build our own ChatGPT actually. I have been playing around with these things in the last week or so, and it seems not that difficult to build one of these things. Okay, I'll show you a little bit. This is what I'm playing around with. I think 3000 or 8080, I forgot. Oh, okay, not this one, the other one. It's wrong. Okay. So This is very similar. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so this is locally made ChatGPT. This is the ChatGPT, the original ChatGPT. This is locally made ChatGPT. You can have many models. Of course, you can have several model. Well, you need to log in and sign up to access the other models. On this one, you can access several models already here. So, and then we can type here who is the Indonesian president or whatever, and it works. And then we can also upload some. It gives you some uh, actually, I play around with these things more seriously because I know many of you are from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Actually, this is because we have discussion with the IT of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They actually interested to build one of this thing. So it's not that difficult, but takes a lot of time to to uh, let me see. Okay, this one. It'll take a lot of time to add knowledge to this. So there is no knowledge capability in the ChatGPT. In this one, we can add knowledge. For example, the cybersecurity knowledge. It's so on the right hand side, you can see I upload a lot of books and so on. So we have local knowledge. So when we check something, it will check to the local knowledge here. So it's more we can adjust, we can fine tune the knowledge for local knowledge. So it's more interesting. Okay. So if you are interested in these things, this is actually should be part of the data science class. You may want to check my notes here. It's called LLM, large language model, and this one. Oops, sorry, where is it? These two. If you want to install one, you can read either these two. Okay, so that's how to install this thing. I play around with PostgreSQL right now. The previous one is using SQLite for the database. Okay, so this is a sidetrack a little bit because it's fun. Okay, now back to this one. Let us compare the ChatGPT notes and my notes here. Okay, so first of all, we have to encrypt all the data communication. Okay, and this is the note, SSH hardening. So we need to make sure we encrypt and we harden the communication. Okay, how can we do that? Let me run my server here. Okay, I have my server here. Where is it? Okay, this is the server. Let me check the setting first. Okay, bridge to the Ethernet. Cable connected. Okay, now I run the server. So I will do some demonstration how we can do those things. Okay, what we need to see, what we need to set, and how to make sure everything is okay. Okay. Oops, I think I have a problem. Out of memory. Oh man. Okay. System should be okay. Processor 2. Why is out of memory? Display okay, storage okay, network okay. Let me do it again. Huh? Wow. Okay. should be no problem here. I have 400 gigabyte. On this one, I have 100 gigabyte. Why it's out of memory? That's the problem. Man. Okay. So I make my memory 16 gigabyte. I don't know. Okay, let me see if it works. If not, we are in trouble. A little bit. Okay, I remove. Okay, I will use another server. This one is my empty server. Wow. How come it's... I think I'm in trouble now. Okay. That's scary. Okay, I need to import the let me import. How what's the problem with this thing? Okay, import appliance. Let me try to import one. While importing, I will use my other machine then. Var data ISO virtual VM and then this one. Okay, it's importing the source from a server. Okay, I will use my computer to do these things, or my other the actual server. This one is this also server here. Okay, but this is real server. So I will be in trouble if I do something wrong. Okay, I make it. I make the font bigger to make you guys easier to read. Okay, now for hardening SSH, okay, so we need to install basically, we need to encrypt all communication. We cannot use telnet, we cannot use FTP, you cannot use rlogin. So this one is forbidden. FTP, telnet, rlogin, RSH is forbidden. Even we need to remove all of these things, and then we replace the communication using SCP, SSH, and rsync. Rsync is for copying file from one computer to another computer, but all of these things use, including SFTP, that's secure FTP. So all of these things, SCP, SSH, rsync, SFTP, all using the same protocol as SSH. So the backbone of the communication is SSH. Okay, how can we secure the SSH? It says only the SSH, the configuration of SSH is here. /etc SSH config. You can check it here. Paste here. Okay. Oops, sorry. Okay. In this folder, we can see several files here, including this one. We have two very similar files, SSH and SSHD. The correct one is SSHD configuration. Okay, so this one SSHD with D. D means daemon. Okay, let me check SSHD. This is the configuration file. Normally, what we need to do is, okay, we cannot permit root to login, so we have to disable root login. Where is it? Set permit root login to no. Okay, so we have to find permit root login. Okay, so we can disable by permit permit root login. Okay, we can remove the that command, and then we can type no here. That's the more extreme. Okay, but I will not save this thing because this is local server. The other thing that I normally do, if I run server on the internet, okay, it doesn't say anything here, but what I normally do, I change this port number. Okay, every single hacker on the internet knows that 22 is the port number for SSH. And every single one of them knows that to enter a server, they can enter using SSH. Okay, so if they can hack the password for SSH, that means they can enter the server. So that's creating a lot of problem, this port number. So what I normally do, I change the port number. For example, 222123 4. No, it can only like 5 number. So I normally add more number to this thing, or we can change the number to any number. So that's really save the server by changing the port number like this. So that's one. Okay. The other one that we normally do, for example, maybe it's better if I use this continuous or no. Okay. So better if I can use this mind mapping apps like myhero.com. So it's easier for me to draw why we need this thing. Flowchart. Okay. So I do something here. Okay. So this is the flowchart of ops flowchart, basically system of the ChatGPT, local ChatGPT that I showed you the other few minutes ago. Okay. Okay. What we can do here, what we normally do, suppose we have server on the internet. Say we have server here on the internet. People can access the server from the internet from here. Okay. The problem is if, so this is the internet here. Okay. So people can access the server from the internet. Okay. What? Sorry. Okay. So this is the internet. This is the actual server. If we as the administrator wants to configure, wants to update something on the server from the internet, and we do the same thing as these people do, we are in big trouble because others can also enter the server as we the administrator. So what we normally do, we buy another machine on the data center. So this is different machine. So this is the server. So we normally buy jump host. This is a small machine. It can be like 1 core and 2 GB of RAM, very small disk, or 1 GB of RAM if you like, very small disk. So we set up a small machine, and then we as the administrator will SSH to this jump host. Okay. We are not normally using SSH actually. We using OpenVPN to this jump host, and then the SSH to the server is locked by firewall, so only those from the jump host can log in through the SSH to the server. So the firewall on the server will lock. Only the anyone from jump host can enter using SSH. That's it. So this is more secure. So this is how we normally set up our network. Okay. So say I put it over here. This is the admin. This is the normal user. This is the user. Okay, so that's a different. User will go from the front end. Admin will go from the back end basically, but through jump host. It's not direct connection. This is how we normally do. Okay, so it both is not explaining this. So basically, it's a SSH hardening. That's it. But actually, it's more complex than that. Okay, so that's one. That's how to encrypt the communication. And then we want to minimize any software installed on the server. Okay. So we want to minimize any software installed on the server. Does it say anything about this? Updates is okay, firewall is okay, access control, log, nothing about minimizing software. It's actually very related, to this one actually. Okay. If there is software or server apps that not use, better we remove the those particular apps. Okay. No, doesn't say anything about that. Okay, so it means, but this is very important. Okay, we can check the port number. Okay, by typing, I think, what is this? I forgot. We can use ChatGPT to do these things. Okay, how to check port numbers using NetStat. Okay. Oh yeah, this one. TULN. So you can check using TULN. This one. See, this is the port number 22445. Make sure we understand which port is which application. Okay, so like this one is SSH. This one is, I think this one is file sharing. This is file sharing. This is what, DNS server, and so on. Okay, to check which number is for which application, we can check using this one. Okay, so this is okay. Let me see. Let me do it again. Okay, so the name of the file is services. Okay, or is under folder etc services, and then this is the number of the port, and then this is the application. Okay, so this is the port number, this is application. Okay, so say but not all port number listed in services. Well, services normally list only the main common port number. Okay, so for example, this one 5554. You can check using services 445. Sorry. So this 445 is Microsoft Directory Service. Okay, it's basically for the file sharing. This is a Linux server. This is not Microsoft server, but it's used the same mechanism as Microsoft. Basically, we steal we steal the Microsoft authentication module, so we can have this kind of capability in the server. Okay, so this one is Microsoft. This one is file sharing for Microsoft. This 137, 137, 137, 138, 138, 138 is for Microsoft. 5353 most likely is for DNS server, I guess. Let me check. Five three five three. See, DNS server, multicast DNS server. Okay. So anything with 53 normally DNS, domain name server. We have 441129. Okay. 44129. None. 4412. None. Okay. So we don't know what is this. So there is one that I don't know. And then okay, this one is in listen mode. This is listen. This is the basically client mode. Okay, listen is the server mode. Okay, so we make sure that all this application we know. Okay, we have 1873. What is 873? 873. Oh, this is AirSync. This is for backup data from the server. Actually, I copy file using AirSync. It's not only backup. So I'm copying file, so updating so basically I have 3 different hard disk. So I backup my data in 3 different hard disk. To backup the data, I use AirSync. AirSync works with SSH as well. Okay. Okay. So that's actually my server. This one is not needed actually. This is the domain name system DNS. Let me see what is the did I install bin? Because sometimes I play around with the server. Nope, no bin. Which application is causing that port number is what's make that port number on? So this one is for hard disk. So you need to see one by one of this application and make sure they are okay. If there is something suspicious, we need to remove that particular application. Okay. Okay. For example, this is dangerous. This is getting dangerous. For example, okay, this one is okay. For example, this one is suspicious. For example, then I know the process ID. To kill this process is by typing kill -9 4189. That's killing the process. This process is this one actually, ch mode, there's change mode. We can locate change mode in this one. Oops, there's a lot of change mode there. Okay. Okay, this is the one. To remove change mode, we can apt remove push. Oops. If we want to remove an application, we can do it like this. Remove purge change mode. I will not press enter, otherwise my change mode will be removed. So basically, this is how we do these things. Okay. Let me get back to this one. So basically, we can see which application use which port. Okay, listening to different port, and then see this one. Listen. Okay, and then we can trying to find the actual application that take that particular port, and then we can remove that application. Okay, so that's how to remove things from the server. If you want to see all the list of the application, we can type this kind of this command here, dpkg list. Then we can list all the application that install in this particular server. This is an old server. It has been running for what, 10, maybe 12 years. This one is like my old file server. Okay, this is the guy. Okay, this has been running for many years, and I'm not really updating the server because it's only file server and it's local in my network. Okay, so that's how to list the server, and to remove, we can remove this one, remove package name. Okay, now that's one. Okay, let me check again. This one is very important. Okay, let me see if it says something about this. Regular updates, firewall configuration, SSH hardening, authentication. It doesn't say about these things. Okay. Oops. Back. Okay. So one network service per in every, so one service in one VM. That's it. If we want to set up a secure system, we normally set up one service per VM. So we are not putting a lot of service in one VM. For example, say we have a web server here. Okay. We have front-end web server. Okay. We have jam host here. Okay. Of course, front-end web server will normally talk to back-end database server. So we have back-end database server. So in secure environment, we normally have one application in one server. So this one is only Apache. That's it. One. Okay. And this one is only the database. For example, MariaDB. This is the database we are using. Okay. And then we set up a firewall. So only the server can talk to this database. Other machine will not be able to talk directly to this database server. That's the secure setup. Okay, so it's quite complicated actually if you want to make the system very secure. Okay, so we have one front end, one database server. In most of the time, we have file server. Oops, sorry. Okay, say we have file server here. So we have file server. File server. Here we can use anything. We normally use NFS to talk to this machine. So, and then we can set the firewall. So only this machine and this machine can talk to this file server. Now, how can we configure this machine? So we have to set up the firewall here. So for SSH or Open VPN, it these three machine can allow connection using Open VPN or SSH from the jump host. So jump host can also talk to this machine. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 connection here. So that's how complicated the connection is. Okay, so we have jump host. So the admin from home or wherever he is, he can goes to jump host. We are not using SSH normally. We use OpenVPN to log into jump host. So it's not so this one is OpenVPN. I have to type this thing. Up so small, eh? So this is OpenVPN connection, while this one is web HTTP connection. Okay, and this one is SSH. SSH. This one is database connection. So it's normally use the database port to connect to this one. Okay, and this one SSH. This one is NFS connection. So it's different protocol used for different connection. Okay, let me see if you have any questions so far. As you told us about how to secure server username, we can change the port number of SSH to any other number that we want. My question is, if the change SSH port number is still open, is it possible for hacker to see if there is change port number using Nmap? Okay. Okay, I will do some demonstration here. Okay. Okay, I will give some demonstration. Let me see. I have Nmap in my computer. Okay, I have Nmap in my. So this one is i5 computer. Okay. So this is the i5 computer, which is my computer, and this is the actual server. Scan this. This is typo actually. I should type SanDisk, and then I put C between S and A. So this server is quite different with other machine. The operating system of this server is on flash disk, SanDisk. So I play around with the flash disk. So because I ran out of this at the time, so I don't have any disk anymore. So my disk will be used for storing the data. So I use SanDisk USB flash disk as my operating system. But then when I install, I type C here. So it becoming ScanDisk. Okay. I will I will change this one. Before changing, I will, where is this? Okay, this one. Oops, this one. Okay. NWeb minus V minus SS. So that's the actual server. The IP address is 192.168.0.9. Okay. See this? It has 22 port open here. Okay. It knows that it's SSH. This is file sharing, and this is Microsoft for authentication, and then this one is the AirSync. It knows that the machine is Buffalo. Buffalo is network attached storage NAS, with small machine NAS. The total disk is about, I think, about what 10 gigabyte disk in this machine. This is one of my I have two file server. This is one of them with 10 gigabyte. Now I want to change the SSH here. Okay, I will change into 222252. Okay, restart. Okay, exit. Okay, let me scan again. I hope it works. See, it's gone. No more. And the 22222, the 52's port number, it's gone, because it only scan up to 1,000 ports, not 100,000. So it scan only 1,000 ports. So the 222 number is gone. How can I relog in to this machine? Then that's the problem. I have to say port number 22222. I hope this one. I hope this is right. Okay. That's it. So I have to specify the port number now. Previously, I don't have to specify because I'm using the default port number. But I need to change this thing, otherwise I forgot. SSH daemon. Okay. Okay. I have to restart this thing again. SSH restart. Okay. Back. The port number is back. So that's how to do it. Okay. So all you need to, actually, that's the simplest what's that, protection for our server on the internet. Just change the port number to something strange, for example 5-digit. That's actually save a lot of problem with your server. Okay, that's the simplest one. Now back to this one. So that's how we have to make sure one application per VM. Okay, we need to update the software. Make sure the kernel is updated. Okay, this is related to this one, patch. In Windows, we have to patch regularly, but to be honest, if you use Linux, for example, Ubuntu, we can only keep the operating system for what, like 10 years or something. After that, we need to format everything. So what we normally do, if it is getting closer to 10 years, we back up all the data, we reinstall the server with new server operating system, and we restore all the data back. So that's what we normally do. Okay, but before, so we have to keep the old machine running, make sure the new machine is stable. After the new machine is stable, we take over the old machine using the new machine. So that's how we normally do. Okay. Some Linux operating system has Linux secure extension. If you like, you can use this one, and this is quite dangerous because one of the extension, it can encrypt the file system. It's good. That means all the file system will be encrypted. It's very secure. The problem is if we forgot the password, that's creating a lot of problem for us because we cannot. It's impossible. It's nearly impossible to crack the, the file system, and that's happened with the okay. Actually, I teach the what's that? The Indonesian Special Force, the Army Special Force, and then this guy, after 1 year, and then this guy emailed me, sir, I forgot the password of our file system, our server. Oh, okay. I think we are in trouble because we cannot restore anything. So make sure if you want to use the Linux Secure extension, make sure you remember the password. Otherwise, you are in big trouble. Okay. So this is dangerous. So I personally will not use this one because I am quite old and I'm having difficulty to remember my password. So that's this one. Okay. Now we go to the password stuff. This is more fun and more challenging. Okay. This is part of this one. Access control, authentication, and so on. On this one, we use strong password and this kind of stuff. But to be honest, strong password alone is not helping. Will not give any help. Okay, if you want something very very strong, better to use SSH and also use something like encryption, public key, private key type of encryption. So to log into a server, better use SSH and something like Open VPN with two-way authentication capability. Okay, this may help. Multi-factor authentication may help. Yes, of course. But for me, I I normally skip all of this. I go for SSH. Okay, but for conventional users, yes, we can use this one. So this thing is for the conventional user. Okay. First, as the admin of the server, we need to install this one, Cracklib, PAM Cracklib. Is a library uh, to crack in quote the password. We can install this one. Say I can install this one. Okay, I hope this still works because okay, interesting. Okay, interesting because this is quite old server. The repository is still working. Amazing. Okay, I'm not expecting this to work actually, but it works. Okay, it's good. Now, after we install the Cracklib, in this particular server, actually I don't need these things, but because for this class, then I need to do these things. We need to configure how many retry we need to allow, how many, what's the length of the password and so on. So we can set this thing over here. This line is part of this configuration file. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can configure this one. Okay, So this. See this? This is the prerequisite. We can we can we can enforce how many times we can enter the password. After that, we can deny. Okay. This is the prerequisite. We okay, I'm in big trouble now because the minimum password rank is 8. My password is only 6. So I'm in trouble. Okay. Okay, I have to uninstall these things because it's creating me a problem because of this one. Okay, but anyway, okay, this one, and then if fail, it will deny. If it is okay, it permit. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, okay, then maybe later after the class I will remove these things. Okay, then we need to check whether the password is not strong enough. Okay, how can we check a password strong enough or not strong enough? What we do, we hack the password. Okay, uh, to hack a password, we need to use John the Ripper. John the Ripper is in Kali Linux. I have to run Kali Linux if so because I will not run Kali Linux now. I will just wants to show you how it is done. First, we need these two files: password, passwd, and shadow. Passwd is the username. We can find the username here. Shadow, we can find the not the passwords, but the seed of the password. See, okay. Let me see if I can. So this is the username. Okay. See this. This is the username, but there is no password here. Okay, the password is not in the passwd. Okay, this is called X here, so the password is not there. Let me see the shadow now. Okay, see this. This is the password, but this password is hash. Okay, now we need to unshadow both password and shadow so we can create. No, and shadow is in Kali Linux. We don't have unshadow in my server. Basically, we can combine these two files, passwd and shadow, into one file using unshadow, and then this having these two file two information together, this file. Okay, then we can crack this file using the dictionary in Kali Linux. But my password is quite simple because it's only 12345 6, so it's very easy to crack by John. So this is how to check whether the password we are using is strong enough or not. Basically, we crack the actual password, and then after we crack the password, we notify the user. We can say, okay, dear sir, your password not is not strong enough. You need to change your password into a stronger password. So we actually cracking the password of the actual user. Okay, so that's the other thing we do. Let me remove this one because I'm in big trouble otherwise. I hope it works. Okay. Because otherwise I'm in big trouble because I cannot log into my machine because my password is too small, only 6 character. It asks for 8. So well, okay. Now back to this one. Okay, now we can check the age of the password. Okay, uh, we can check if we can disable this feature by adding the age 99999 into set the user so that we don't have to change the password. Okay, that's change age. If you want to change the age to several days, we replace X with how many days we want user to keep their password. Okay, the problem with this is uh, many user will upset because they have the system will notify them to change the password after several days. Okay, for example, we ask them to change after like 90 days, which is 3 months. Okay, it seems to be okay, but then every 3 months they have to change the password. That's becoming a problem. uh, we can get the information which whether the user is expired, the password is expired or not. Okay, now by typing this comment here. Okay, we can also edit the shadow file, username, password, last password change, minimum days, maximum days, worn, inactive, and so on from this one. Okay, so see, it's called password. It's actually not the actual password. This is the like the hash password, the hash of the password. Okay, uh, we can do these things like every 60 days we have to change. The minimum is 7 character and so on. Okay, it will receive some warning for several days and so on. Okay, so this is we can do something like that as well to force user to change their password. We can use this command, change age minus d0 the username. Then we force the user to change their password during initial login. Okay, now this is the interesting trick of the system. Sometimes person like me also do the same thing like this. In many times, user will reuse their old password. That's creating a problem actually, because when people reuse their old password, then the system become useless. Okay, of course they change the password, but they reuse the old password. So basically the password is the same. Maybe they have like 2 3 password. Now using this kind of thing, using this command here, the system will remember 13 password. So make sure when the user change the password, make sure they will not use the last 13. Of course, they can use the 14. No, the problem with this, we can see here, but I cannot log into the system using my account from President University, and this is very secure system. Okay, I'm in trouble now. Okay, this is Dark Radar. Basically, this is the cyber intelligence. You can ask for account here. It's not free. We have to pay. I can enter my name, my password, but it will authenticate to my Google Authenticator, and that's creating a lot of problem. So maybe better to see my the record of my presentation. Basically, in Dark Radar here, just to say something about this thing, that it will search dark web, and it can check ransomware activity monitoring in dark web. It can check company breach monitoring, government monitoring. If there is any data breach from the government sites, it can check. Government means not only Indonesian government. This is the every single country in the world government. We can check. So all the information here is actually they get the information from dark web. Okay. Why I'm telling you this? This is what this Stealer log here. Okay. The Stealer log is actually a virus Trojan, is for Windows, and it will steal your password. Uh, Let me see if I can check my slide, my presentation. Forensic. Let me check. Dark radar. How come there is no dark radar here? Man. Oh, this one. Video. Okay. No dark radar. Why there is no dark radar here? So I'm not putting. I think I upload the file. Maybe I'm not putting it for public because that's very dangerous. Okay. Anyway, basically, it's a recording of my webinar. I think 3-4 days ago. So the Stealer log is actually Trojan in Windows, and it will steal your password. And during the presentation, during the webinar, I show the password that steal by Stealer log from itts.ac.id. So when we check all the, so this is in dark web. When we check the original machine, it's not the actual server. The machine is actually the PC from the users, and then all the PC are Windows. So it's because of this Trojan here. So be careful with the password, especially if you are using Windows, because lots of Trojan in Windows, and it's very easy to steal your password in Windows. So make sure you do your homework here. Change the password as frequent as you can, and then not using the old password if you can. Okay, but that's mainly for Windows. For those who like me using Linux, it's much more much more safer. Okay. uh, Using this mechanism, we can see if there is any fail in login, and then we can do something like this. Okay. We can install PAM tally. If there is 3 times fail, okay, it will lock the login page, and the lock will be 300 seconds, and then after that we can retry again. This is very important because many times when people fail in login, is actually not the actual, some in many times it's not the actual people. It's a machine hacker trying to uh, trying to try different password on our account. So that's why we need to do these things here. Okay. If this is only 300 seconds. If we are not specifying this, it will lock forever. Of course, the administrator can lock the account by typing like this. This will lock the user. If you want to unlock, just type this one, pass WD -U. This is will unlock. Okay. The other thing we need to do is we need to verify whether the account has password or not. We can do by typing this one. For it's sorry. So basically, we check the shadow whether the password is there. So we can do something like this, and oops, sorry, paste. Okay, so there is no account without password on my system. Okay, so by typing this one, if there is one, we can lock the account by typing this one. So this is basically part of what's that? Security auditing, basically. Okay, we can audit the server, and we can do a lot of things if we know how to do it. But this is basically what we need to do to the server to make sure the server is safe. The other thing is we need to make sure there is no non-root account with user ID 0, because 0 is root. If this particular guy is not root but user ID 0, then we need to do something about this guy. For example, this one. See this? Root is 0. Okay. Daemon is 1. Bin is 2, 3, sync 4, games 5, and so on. But there is no other 0 here. 0 only 1 is the root only. Okay. 0 is root. So sometimes the hacker, they are able to change this number here into 0 or something. For example, I can do to myself, I can change this one into 0 if you like. So I become a root. That's it. This is not nice. The other thing is sometimes this is the bad thing about the hacker. See this? Sorry. See this? I can log into this shell, bin bash. There's a shell application that human can interact with operating system. The other, if you notice, is no login, false, no login. Okay, some hacker, they will do something like this. Okay, see this? This is line printer. This is a account for printer. But we can do something like this. User bin shell, bin bash, okay. Or like this, bin bash. That means this account, if someone can log into line printer, it will get a shell. And then if we can change this one, it's more brutal. Okay, so that means the line printer is actually root, and it has access to shell. So this is very dangerous. Don't worry, this is happening. I see in my own eyes, actually. This is done by the online gambling hacker that enter one of the government server, and I see it in my own eyes. Okay, this is smart guy. So they are smart, actually. The online gambling, they are smart. They are not. They are not dumb hacker. They are smart because they receive a lot of money from the owner of the gambling site or something, and then they hack system for this guy. So they are not dumb. They are smart. So dangerous. Very dangerous. Okay. So this is dangerous. Okay. The other thing, this is the important one, we need to activate some of the users to become a super user. Okay. This actually saved one of my server the other day. Well, not the other day, like 10 years, oh, no, 15 years ago. So my server was hacked. Fortunately, I set some of the user to becoming a super user. Okay. So what we normally do, we actually edit this file. So we can skip all of this. We can skip. Basically, we edit this file, sudo wars, and we add our username to be able to access all. Okay, so we need to edit this one. Okay, for example, sorry, this is very technical, but I think you don't need to understand every single one of this, but you need to give some idea. Okay, to run a server, we have to understand this and this. Okay, of course, because you will likely to become the boss. Somebody will do this thing for you, but at least you know. Okay, this is what the important things. Okay, sudo wars. Okay, so the file name is sudo wars. Sudo wars is actually a file uh, that we can specify who's can be who's can receive privilege. Like this one is only root will have the privilege. I can add to this one Ono, for example. That's it. So Ono will have the same privilege as root. Okay. So like 15 years ago, uh, Telkom give me a server. Good, Telkom give me a server. And then this is for the community, the open source community. So we have a server for the open source community, and I set up the system and everything. And then I asked a lot of friends if you like to become the administrator of the server. So we have like 5, 6 people as the admin of the server, but all of us using user the normal username, not root. Okay. One day, so every one of us have the sudo activity capability. So every one of us can log in using our normal username, and then we can change into the super user, and we can do the super user activity. One day the server is hacked. The root password is changed by the hacker. Of course, many of us are panic at that time. Then I log into my own account. I can change into the normal super user. So if the username is listed here, say I save these things. Oops, sorry. I have to put explanation mark here. Okay. Suppose I have, so I log in. I will demo these things. Okay. So I'm in my computer here, and then I log into this machine here. Oops. Oh, okay. Yes. I thought I'm okay. So I'm logging as normal user. See this? It's dollar. The prompt is dollar. I can change after we change the super user. If our username is in the sudoers, we can do something like that. Sudo super user, and I can enter my password, and I become the super user. So this is the normal user. This is the super user. Okay. We can give this privileged access to as many users as we like. So I normally have like 4 or 5 people in one machine that have this kind of capacity. Okay, because many of my machine are for community network, so we can do it. We do this thing without paying. Okay. Any more question? No. Okay. I continue then. Okay, so this is we need to disable root login in SSH config. This is permit root login prohibit password. We can do this thing, or we just say no. Okay, that's it. Okay, so that's how to secure the. So see this for securing the, the authentication. We need to do a lot of things actually. It's not only this one. So it's not only limiting user privilege, strong password, multi-factor authentication. This is what the normal users see. If we actually managing the server, it's more complicated than these things. So this is not nothing basically. So if we manage the server, we do a lot of things. This is a lot of hard work to manage to on. This is only for managing the authentication only. The other thing is we need to physically securing the server. This is more interesting. Okay. For example, physically, normally we disallow any USB, DVD, CD connection to the server. That's what we normally do. The other thing, if the server is on the data center, oops, sorry, not video, image. Okay. If the server, we store the server here in data center like this. This is the data center like this. Okay. Let me see. Wow. This one is IDC. This is the most what liveliest that data center in the world. The other data center is like black, rack. This is red, green, blue data center. If you have entered this IDC, it's fun. Okay. But it has also an area for the administrator to work. It's just a floor, and people can work here. So it's very friendly area. Yeah. Now in IDC, we don't see the actual physical. I don't see people actually lock the server in cage. Okay, but there is a cage. Where is the picture? Oh, this one. Okay, this center with cage. In several area, especially the government area, I see in the government area, I've been in ComDG, I've been in several other government area, their data center, they put it in cage. So we have data center. For people to enter the data center, it has several barrier, password, whatever. And then within the data center, it separate the public in quote and the more secure area. So the more secure area, they normally put the rack within cage like this. So they are data center with cage like this. So physically, it's more difficult. Even entering data center is not that easy. Normally quite difficult. Okay. I can enter data center quite easy because I know the owner. A lot of them are friends, so it's easy for me to enter data center. But for common people, it's more difficult to enter data center. For us, to be honest, it's not our preference to work in data center because in data center normally we work in like in the inside the freezer is very cold, so it's not a preference to work in data center like that. Okay, so this is the data center that has the cage, and that makes things much more secure. That's physical. That's physical security of the server. Okay, the other thing, we need to disable any unused service. Okay, we can check. Let me see if this still work. Let me see if this one still working. Sometimes this is an old one. See this? It's not working. See, check config is not working anymore. This is an old one. But we can check. Let me see if we can check this one. We use system control. Check config is in Red Hat. Okay, so these are the service that enable in my server. We can disable these things like this. I don't need this cloud service because the server is private network. We can disable this one. This is enable during the installation process. We can disable these things. We cannot disable this thing. It's very dangerous. What else? On demand, open iSky, see snap. We need snap. But if we are not installing anything, we can disable snap if you like. So at least this one, we don't need this one at least. So we can disable. So this is how we check the whether the service are on or not. Okay, make sure it's disabled. Okay, that's it. This is in system system 5. This is in Ubuntu Debian. We use the system control this one. Okay. To check any active port, we can use tulip well, tool pn. Okay, and then we can also do port scanning. I did using nmap for port scanning. That's it. Oh, okay. In server, we normally remove all the X window, the windows in server. The problem with Windows, it has Windows, so we cannot remove. This is only for Linux. On Linux, we normally remove Windows. Okay, and then we need to set up the IP tables, the firewall. Okay. The other thing we need to set up is the system control. Here, let me see if I can see this here. This particular file we can configure what kind of service, what kind of not support, well, basically service, this is like for this is file system protection, kernel, that kind of stuff. This is more to the operating system. Which one that we can enable, disable, can it forward packet, can I use IP version 6 and so on. It's control here. Okay, so this is very important part of the operating system. It can disable, enable something in the operating system. Okay, so this is the system control.conf. Okay, was a lot of things. This is how to disable IP version 6 if you like, but today we are having difficulty because IP version 4 is run out, so we need to enable IP version 4. Make sure if you handle a data center or server in your system, make sure you ask the guy that responsible for the network and for the server, make sure the IP version 6 is enabled, because it's part of the e-government framework. Like the Indonesian government, they are trying to set up e-government network, And within the framework that we are trying to implement, we want to make sure all IP version 6 is enabled. So make sure you ask the administrator to enable IP version 6. So it's not disabling IP version 6 like this one. So do not disable IP version 6 actually. Even we are trying to remove IP version 4 and migrate to IP version 6. Okay. Let me see if there's any questions. No more questions. Okay. Oh, sorry. We still have like 14 minutes. Okay. No more questions? Okay, let me see. This is to disable binary of user ID and group ID. Oh, this one. This one is to find a file that writable from the world. Okay, we can. This is fine. /dir /something, and then want to check whether it's writable from the word, we can change the /dir here. For example, this. Okay, see this? A lot of file is writable from the world actually in my computer, but this computer is not. This is not on the internet. This is local in my computer, in my network here. So I didn't really care about the security, because I just want to make sure everyone in my house can access this is the library. That's why I allow everybody to access. This is actually the library of my in my home. So you are welcome to copy for that. For example, this one. This is the library. So this is all the library of my books. You can enter this folder, cybersecurity, and this is all the files here. Okay, you are welcome to copy if you like. Just send your hard disk to my house, and then I can copy all of these things for free. Okay, no charge. But this is a lot of books actually. This is about cybersecurity. Of course, they are also about hacking and so on. Okay. Let me see what else. This is for checking if there is file with no user, no group. Okay. All my file is no user, not group actually. Because I just want to everybody to access the file. So these two will not work in my server, because it's all word writable and all with no user, no owner basically. Okay, so that's not a good practice for server in public, but this is like local server is fine. Okay, now if you are in company, in office and so on, we need to make sure you have a centralized authentication system. Okay, normally you have the like Microsoft LDAP or something like that, or the other equivalent is Kerberos, but not many people use Kerberos anymore. Seems people more leaning towards this one. Okay, Kerberos is more difficult because it's use key. It's more secure, but it's more difficult because it's public key, private key, and stuff like that. Okay. The other thing we need to make sure is logging and auditing. Okay, we need to install logcheck, logwatch to check on our log. Okay, by installing logcheck like this, then you can check the log, the condition of our server, so that it it will give you the report, something like this. When does it begin the check, the condition of the IP address, there is how many packet from which interface. These are like machine kind of report. This is not human readable. For the system administrator is okay, but for normal user maybe it's quite difficult to understand. Okay, so this log check. If you actually running the system, seriously running the system in the office, I better to use. It's called the generic name is CM. Oops. Nah, okay, this one, something like this. The generic name is SIM like this. Wow, this is only an advertisement of SIM. Okay, we can read what is, or we can use this one. Still about. Okay, so basically SIM will be like a dashboard. It collect all the log, aggregate the log, and it try to correlate any event, do some real-time monitoring, alerting, and so on. So that's SIEM. How it's look like, SIEM, it look like something like this. It's a dashboard. SIEM dashboard. So you can see on the SIEM, you can see something like this. Okay. Let me see if I can do something. Oops, too small to see. Let me see if, so you can see how many event, what kind of event, and so on. Okay. One of the open source SIEM is Wazoo. This is open source, so it's free. You can install on your server. Oops, 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 oops. Oh, oh, okay. You can drop here. Oh, okay. Interesting. Let me see if I can make it bigger. No. Okay. Never mind. So basically you can see something like that, and then you can identify if there is any attack or something. Now, if you are seriously install SIM, you can check my notes here in OnnoCenter.or.id. There are many SIM. SIM open source. Okay, let me see. Okay, these are some of the SIM. There is OSIM, OSSEC, Splunk, Elk, Wazoo, Apache, and so on. So a lot of them. One of my favorite is actually Wazoo. Wazoo, is there any notes? Okay, this one. So there is OSIM, Wazoo, Security Onion, the Hive, and so on. My favorite one is Wazoo here. How to install it is like this. You need, depending how many agents. So basically, in this kind of environment, you have the dashboard like this. To be able to get the data for the dashboard, we need to install agent in various server in various machine. So depending on how many agent we install, if we have like 25 agent, we need 4 core CPU, 8 gigabyte RAM, and storage 50 gigabyte for 90 days. Okay, so depending how many days you want to keep the data, so basically we have about 50 gigabyte for 90 days if we have 25 agents. We have 100 agent, we need 4 core, 8 gigabyte, 200 gigabyte for 90 days. So we are looking at this kind of specification. To install, we can do something like this. Basically, we use URL to download the Wazoo, and then this is to install the Wazoo, and then we can continue see following the these things here. Okay, and Wazoo we can access Wazoo using this address. This is the IP address, Wazoo dashboard IP address. We need to set the password for the administrator, and that's it. We are using Wazoo. Okay. Of course, you are welcome to check the other dashboard. To be honest, it's not that very difficult to install. The problem is not installing the system. The problem is how can we quite disciplined and serious to maintain all the agent, maintain, configuring, monitoring all the agent and so on. That's the difficult part. Okay, installing this thing is not that difficult, but maintaining these things, it's quite something. Okay. Okay. Any questions? No? No questions? Okay. Thank you very much. So next week we are free. The week after next week we have another class. Okay. Thank you very much. See you in 2 weeks. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay, thank
sir.
you, Pak.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.